Hey everybody, it's Robot here from Vespa Motorsport and ScooterWest.com here in San Diego, California. What do we got here? We got a broken GTS, a 2018 GTS 300 that's not really running right and fails to restart. Well, at the dealers, most Piaggio and Vespa dealers, or I assume all at this point, would have the factory diagnostic tools. I'll just get to the point. If you're an individual, you can't get this tool. So this is a dealer-only tool. I just want to show briefly how it works and why I would use this tool on any of the modern scooters that have electronic controls for everything. I know a lot of do-it-yourselfers like, I love carburetors, they're the greatest thing. As a professional mechanic, I love electronic systems. I'm a techie person. They're much more reliable in the long run. Easier to diagnose, and just generally they work better. But when they do have problems, unfortunately, you'll need something like a dealer-only tool to diagnose the problem. So here we have the diagnostic tool from Piaggio called Piaggio PADS, and it means Piaggio Advanced Diagnostic System. And essentially it talks to the computer of the scooter, both the ABS and the fuel injection, with the 3-pin connectors, a single wire interface. Then this other end's a Bluetooth module that talks to the computer that I can see the data that comes off it. Works with all the Piaggio range of products, Moto Guzzi, Aprilia. This is their system. Every manufacturer has their own internal system for diagnosing electronic problems. Obviously, you get a car where it has hundreds, sometimes a luxury car will have hundreds of separate computer systems, and they use typically a CAN bus. There's many other ways that network systems that are in modern vehicles, how things talk to each other and how diagnostic tools communicate to them. But we're talking about this scooter here is much simpler than a car. This tool isn't like a magic wand. It gives you an error code, it gives you an idea of what's going on. The OBD2 that's found in modern cars, that's the onboard diagnostic 2 that started in 1996, is much more advanced than what's found on these scooters. But let's see what's going on with the scooter. I know sometimes it starts, sometimes it won't even crank over. I'll turn the key and see what's going on. So the first thing I'd check is you got the Immobilizer light. That means the computer is getting power because that's controlled by the computer, not something that's in the dash. I'm going to watch that light when I turn the key on. It should just blink one short blink and no additional blinks. That means it detected the Immobilizer chip that's found in the keys of most all larger Vespas and many of the Piaggio products, anything that's larger than mostly 125 and larger. So we know it detects the key, we know the run switch is in run, we know the kick starts up. And I've had the scooter where you could sit there pulling the brake light comes on and it won't start. But the last couple times it has started, but it would stall out shortly. So let's see what it does. Let's start right up. See the check engine light's on, kind of an indication that there's some fault going on with the scooter. This is good that's running, that helps me out. But I'm gonna go ahead and pop the seat and hook up the PADS tool, and we'll see what we find. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug in the tool. Typically on all the Vespas, it's underneath the seat. On the Primaveras and Sprints, it's in the battery compartment. This diagnostic connector is found all over the place on various Piaggio and Vespa products. They got a cap over it to protect the connector. We'll hook that up, and one last connection. It's kind of silly, but the early ones you have to hook this to the positive terminal of the battery to power the tool. So we'll do that, and we'll get the diagnostic tool fired up. And now you can see the tool's active. It's got a little green LED indicating it's connected or active or whatever. I don't really pay attention to it much. Now we'll go over to the computer here. So we got the software that's specific for this tool. We pay a subscription, a yearly subscription, so this costs us a lot of money for every tool that we have. That's just part of being a dealer. So you see all the Piaggio Group brands. With Click Vespa, we got a GTS. Pretty much narrow it down to the model that it is. This is a ASR ABS equipped Euro 4, that's E4 300. Year range, it's going to be newer than the 2017. You can diagnose both ABS and engine issues, so we know we got an engine problem, or at least that's where we want to start. Not exactly fast. It's got to communicate to the tool. Does it all via Bluetooth. Notebook's got a Bluetooth built into it, so just a regular old PC notebook, nothing special. So you got some basic parameters. You can see this error code is flashing red, so there's definitely an error, and I know that because the check engine light is on. O2 sensor's working. I can see that's fluctuating. Battery voltage, that's pretty normal. Idle speed's normal. All those, I just recognize all these numbers from looking at many other similar scooters. If you've looked at this for the first time and you're a technician that's working for a dealership, it may be all foreign stuff, but unfortunately it takes just a lot of knowledge, looking at this stuff over the years and seeing what normal ranges are. Lots of other stuff you can see, including like stuff like how many times somebody's turned the ignition key on. There's lots and lots of parameters. It's been cycled on 1,336 times. It actually counts that. It doesn't keep track of your top speed. It's nothing like Big Brother looking over you if you're doing things, but it does record events, like if the motor was overheated, that would be recorded into the system. So here is some of the things that has occurred. The scooter wasn't starting. I couldn't even get to start. And one of the memorized old past errors, the tip over short circuit to positive. So in these scooters, they got a switch that when it tips over, it's located underneath the floorboard. It will shut the scooter down, which is a great safety thing. You don't want the scooter running when it's on its side leaking gas or sliding down the road. So it shuts the scooter down. They're generally very, very reliable, but if that switch is triggered, you won't be able to start the scooter. So that might be the first thing I'll look at. ASR lamp command, short circuit to ground. I have no idea why that's occurred. Typically, I would erase that and see why why that occurred. There's something the dealers can't even read, but there's it records a short amount of time during an event. When the issue occurred, it will save that in the memory that's built into the ECU. I can't do anything with that, but I know the manufacturer can. Not useful to me, but what I'm going to do is delete all these faults, and we'll see if we can get that to reoccur. I'll probably have to test ride the scooter, but there's where you download that data. But I can't do anything with it, but I'll get rid of the error by downloading that data. So, it doesn't work. That's pretty typical. Sometimes these tools aren't that, they're a little on the buggy side. That's just the way it is. Let me show you some other things that are fun to look at. Fortunately, the scooter's not failing. I had it stall out. These are graphs of all the different things. Obviously, you can see your coolant temperature in Celsius continue to rise, which is normal. The air temperature, that's the air going into the motor, so it's warmer than ambient. Throttle angle is how much you twist the grip. Advanced 16 degrees before top dead center, that's when the spark plug's firing. And the injection time in milliseconds. So every engine cycle, the maintain idle is firing the injector about 4.3 milliseconds, and that's how much fuel that is calculating to keep the idle speed. There's also some other parameters, like it controls a small stepper motor that allows an air bypass at idle, and that's how it controls the idle, along with the ignition timing, the fuel and all that. But I'm not going to talk about this. I just want to show kind of the gist of how these dealer tools work and what you can see. Like I said, the tool's a little buggy, and it's not nearly as sophisticated as what you find with the cars nowadays. And the cars, it's mandatory in the United States that's there's publicly available tools to diagnose it. Motorcycles, no. So every single motorcycle, nearly every single one has their own set of diagnostic tools that are proprietary to the manufacturer. You know, some do-it-yourself customers aren't going to like that. Obviously, it's something that might help the dealer. Hopefully, they're a knowledgeable dealer and be able to use these tools to help figure out problems. But like I said, in the long run, fuel injection is a great thing. You know, it's like much more reliable, less problems. But is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do a video on checking out. I'm going to check the wiring to the tip-over switch. I'm going to see if I can recreate that error to the point where the scooter dies out and won't restart. And that's what I suspect the issue is. So just want to show you something we use here in the workshop. Not something you do-it-yourselfers would be really interested in, but I like sharing all the raft of knowledge I have on these products, whether it's modern Vespas with the fuel injection, electronics and all that, or vintage Vespas where you can get your hands nice and dirty and greasy. Until next time, it's Robot here from Vespa Motorsport, scooterwest.com. Check us out. Our website, we have parts, accessories for all years of Vespas. We have one of the largest inventories in all of North America, in stock, ready to ship. Give us a call. We still have a staff of people that answer phones here, unlike many mail order operations. 619-280-1718, and it's extension 602. Follow all my other videos, subscribe to the channel, well over 400 videos. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Vespa Motorsport. Later.